Hey guys, so before we get into the video, I was wondering if we could get 50 likes, that'd be awesome. So just if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe as we have a lot of awesome content in the near future. So today I wanted to talk about a discussion that I've seen going around a lot in the Arkham community, and that is characters that people think should get a game, primarily DC characters, of course. And a lot of the characters that I've seen requested to get a game by the community are Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, Green Arrow, and some of these characters who are cool, but definitely lower tier in terms of popularity when compared to characters like Wonder Woman, The Flash, Batman, Superman, some of the main Justice League members. And so the inherent problem that you already have right there is that you look at Warner Brothers and the studios that they are depending on to make these games, Rocksteady Studios and WB Games Montreal. As far as we know, they are the only two studios working on a game right now, and so the problem with like a Nightwing game per se is that he's just too small of a character for this big AAA studio to be, making. If Warner Brothers hired like say an indie studio to work on a Nightwing game and they gave them the Arkham engine to work with and a lot of the assets from the previous games that, so that the production was a lot easier, but they weren't putting as much money into a studio to make them, then that might be a possibility because there would be a lot of return. However, even then, I still think that, they wouldn't just do a Robin game. It's more likely that if they were going to do some form of Robin game, it would probably be Titans, like, perhaps Rocksteady is doing. We don't know. And so that's kind of the problem that we have, is that the studios that are working on these DC games simply are too big to be working on, Green Arrow or Nightwing or Red Hood. And when you look at a Red Hood game, would it be cool? Absolutely. Would I play it? Of course I would. The problem, though, is that it would not sell nearly as much as another Batman game, or a Superman game, or a Flash game. And Warner Brothers knows this, and they don't care necessarily about the individual fans. Now, Rocksteady Studios, they do. Warner Brothers Games Montreal, they do. But the overarching parent company, they're just looking at what's going to sell the best, and they know that Batman, at the moment, is going to sell basically better than anything else. So, the question that I sort of wanted to pose, and go ahead and leave what you think in the comments below, but how could these characters still get some incredible content? Now, I mentioned that, like if they wanted to do some form of Robin game, they could do a Teen Titans game or just a Titans game and try to, make it very much Robin's story, but then you have some of these other characters to lean onto and to sort of build that reputation while you're marketing. And the other thing is that a lot of these characters would be very similar to Arkham, and maybe even smaller scale. And when you're at E3 trying to promote a game, you want to have some sort of big open world sandbox type experience that you can use to compete with everything else out there. So the way that I see it is, if we want content for these characters, the first option is that we get another Batman game. And in the DLC, we get something similar to what the Arkham episodes were in Arkham Knight, but much better. So, like, each DLC pack would be, 1 to 2 hours long. We get a Nightwing story pack that's, like, 2 hours long, with some free roam elements. Same with Robin, same with Batgirl, same with Jason Todd. And that's one possibility. Another thing is that you simply incorporate these characters a lot more within the base game. So you could have some kind of Bat Family game, and just incorporate them a lot more in the base game with Batman, of course, and dual play mechanics, and maybe they could figure something out with multiplayer, maybe some kind of online multiplayer, I don't know. And another option, and I think that this is kind of interesting, but what you do is you make a game, and it could, again, this could be just a full-on Batman game, or it could be a game filled with some of these smaller characters just all grouped together so that you can promote them all at once. And what you do is you have the open world accessible to all of them. So let's go ahead and say that this would be an Arkham Origins sequel, because I think that that's most likely if they were going to follow this format. And what you do is you have Batman have the main campaign, and, obviously it's like 10 hours long or something, and then you give him all of his side missions, but then what you do is you have Nightwing and Robin, who you can play as in the main city, and what you can do is you can switch, and they have different side missions, and maybe even their own smaller campaigns. And I think that this would be just a great way to expand the characters and the games and the free roam and maybe the combat. And I'm not saying that this is likely going to happen or that this is what they're working on, because obviously I don't think that this is very likely, and what I want people to walk away from this with is that Warner Brothers is most likely not going to spend a lot of time or resources on these characters who they know are not going to sell as well. But what I am saying is that it would be interesting to see different dynamics, and now, I mean, we're on our 5th Arkham game. If we're being honest, Arkham 2019 or Batman 2019 if it's a reboot. This game that will most likely be coming out this year, it has not been confirmed yet, but there's so much evidence pointing in that direction that I would be shocked if it doesn't get announced by like May. We're on our 5th Batman game, and I think that they know it. They experimented with dual play in the last game, and I think that it's time to start introducing a lot more of that and expanding on these characters and their stories, especially with where this game would take place if it is an Arkham game. I think that it's time to do that. But anyways, again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.